And as you can see, as I turn this, it tunes to whatever frequency I want to listen to.
Hey, are you taking a picture of that? You got to send it to me. You know why? My father-in-law would be totally geeked out. Because he's like a 50-year ham radio guy.
Okay.
And my father-in-law would just... You go into his ham radio room.
Now here, I have a spectrum analyzer. I have virtually a piece of the spectrum that I'm looking at. And I'm looking at 8 megs of spectrum here. So these are all the signals between 148 and 156. And I can cut it down to 5.3 or anything that I want to do.
Now, how far is your range that you can pick up? Or is it just really the transmitter that's transmitting?
It's however how strong the transmitter is. We can pick up transmitters sometimes 20 miles away if they have that much power.
Really?
If they're 500 watts, 100 watts,
Right.
it just depends on how strong they are. I have several databases, as I was mentioning before, that I can go in and check. We've got the antenna registration database, these 2 amateur databases, also the FCC's overall database, and the government unclassified database.
How large is that FCC database? Do you happen to know?
Well, we get our software updates on a monthly basis from PERCON.
Mm-hmm.
And the engineer at our office goes out and updates all 3 of our vehicles with that information.
Mm-hmm.
So that's done on a monthly basis. I was trying to clear these bearings earlier, but I can check this particular transmitter here. Is this transmitter down here in Alexandria? It's a cab company, and I plotted that by going into to my database. That's the actual cab company there. Mm-hmm. And I went in and I did a check current frequency, one time browse. That's the call sign of the cab company, 152.3. There's identification.
Okay.
Do you copy code? Any of you copy code?
No, I don't copy code.
That was Morse code.
Oh, okay.
That was the actual identification for this transmitter. Every transmitter that's licensed by the commission has a unique call sign.
Okay.
So
that's awesome.
That's this particular cab company here.
Are you able to listen in on conversations if needed?
No.
Oh, okay.
They're digital.
Okay. So they're encrypted and things
cell
like that?
phones are digital now.
Yeah.
So you can see them, but you can't hear them. The old analog ones, you could.
Okay.
So anyway, that's the way that is.
That's really neat.
Now, what I have here is a compass rose, and we're seeing the line of bearing for this particular target. The bearing we're seeing right now is not good because it's being reflected off of this building.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
If I was out in the open, in a clear area where it wouldn't be affected by any of the atmosphere or the trees or whatever, I would be able to take a line of bearing by hitting the capture button on here, and it draws a line on my mass.
It gives you Latin long?
It gives me a Latin long right here.
Right.
Where I just took the bearing from.
Right.
Wow.
Now, I got one line of bearing from this location. The ideal situation for me would be to drive to another area where I can get a bearing going south.
You want to triangulate, right?
Triangulate. And I would drive over here, take another line of bearing, and where they cross is where the transmitter should be.
Right.
And that's how we triangulate and narrow down and go into where the transmitter might be.
Oh, wow. Usually when you go into a place that has transmitters like that, especially the illegal ones, there's usually guns around them as well?
No.
No? Okay.
No.
Some kid sitting in his bedroom set up his own radio station.
Yeah.
We've had kids set up an FM radio station. We have busted several of those.
Okay.
And what happens? Is it
We go in and we do field strength measurements first
right?
to see how strong the signal is, and if they are out, if they're illegal, then we knock on their door. We ask to see a license.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Of course,
They're not going to produce.
they're not going to produce one. So when you're operating this radio equipment illegally, you're on the area illegally, you got to shut it down. Normally they shut it down.
Mm-hmm.